New this morning, we are looking into the latest data on inflation and projections for 2024.
ABC Action News reporter Larissa Scott explains the decisions made at the federal level this week that could impact consumers.
Inflation is still top of mind, and the latest data show that consumers will continue to be impacted. The Federal Reserve announced this week in its January meeting that the committee was going to keep interest rates steady at 5.25% to 5.5%.
Their economic decisions tend to give us, I think, the best look into what some of the really big economists think is going to happen in the future.
The Federal Reserve says the economic outlook is uncertain, and the committee remains highly attentive to inflation risks.
So as long as that continues to be true, they're going to hold interest rates the same until those economic conditions change.
But experts tell us they do continue to see things trending in the right direction.
The most recent data that I've seen is really just kind of a continuation on what we saw at the end of 2023.
Which at the national level was steady improvement of economic conditions over the previous 3 years.
Unemployment is looking good. Labor markets are looking good, and inflation is starting to come down.
Food and housing continue to be the biggest drivers of inflation, so just because inflation is coming down in some areas doesn't necessarily translate to lower consumer prices on everyday items.
Inflation rate coming down does not mean that prices are coming down. It just means prices aren't going up as fast as they were before.
So it's entirely possible that prices could be coming down in some areas of the economy, but in other areas of the economy, prices could actually be holding steady or actually increasing. And that could still bring the average down. And that's kind of what we're seeing.
Experts say this means we likely won't see many major changes and that prices for consumers will probably remain steady for the time being.
I mean, you can't ever perfectly predict the future, but just kind of based upon the macroeconomic data that we're seeing, there's no real reason to not be optimistic about 2024 moving forward.
Overall, experts tell me that most likely slowly over time prices will start to trend more normal, but they're unsure of exactly when that will be. In Tampa, Larissa Scott, ABC Action News.